Alright, I'm sorry, this is just going to be crummy. I want to get the idea out there and then I'll clean it up. I'll have a nice polished version. But this discusses the 11 dimensions of the everything theory, the sister theory to everything. It has rules on the top. It has DNA and RNA code and the combinations you can have and what their numbers mean at what dimensions they'll actually show up. They also have the what each dimension looks like and what they actually can do based on. It's just everything works together so well. And when you think about it, how do you build something with a bunch of rules and have it run by itself, basically, without telling anyone how to do it? It's got to be able to just figure itself out. Anyways, so we've got single dimension, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. We also have, this is the spin, so that's gravity. This is a spin plus a c, which is light, or energy. And then this is a plus c, so that's a spin. And then there's the cone of destiny, which is up here, represented by the V up top, but it's constantly spinning the A below, because at this center point, this energy was released and it's let down the cone of destiny. All right. So it goes 1 through 9, and then we get to the observer. The observer's eye, as you can tell, and that's when things start to heat up. Okay. After that, we have 11, and at 11, what it does is it overlaps on 1. And as you can see, in the 11, the observer overlaps, and it's actually quite simple. And then this is helium, or hydrogen. I'm sorry, the 1, and I'll show you how I got that. That's real simple. Let's go back to the cone of light. So the cone of light is spinning, and it spins the number and the p, because I knew pi was in the 3 dimensions, so I placed it above the 3 dimensions, because it circles, it's 3 dimensions, and it starts with 3.1. Anyways, I noticed that stuff started popping up on top of prime numbers, but I'm like, okay, how does that happen? Well, the cone of destiny spins in a circle. It takes the p and it switches with the number symbol, and it goes back, and it tells you that prime numbers are something you need to start watching out for. That's kind of crazy, right? And how do I know that I got this right? Well, or gravity right. How do I know that? Because gravity, the spin, is the effect of time. It's the 4th dimension. We can agree it's the 4th dimension. And how do we know? Is this tiny eye. Basically, that center point, and this spins around just like the G does. So that's time spinning around. I mean, it's actually pretty cool. Or if you want to think about it, pi is actually attached to the cone of light, which spins around. And anyways, CAG. Those are three letters that are in DNA and RNA. The other 2 is T and U, thermine and your something, which is interesting because it goes on the 3 dimensions. In the 3 dimensions, we can do pi, which is right here. It's addressed with the U on top of the T, and the T is for time. No, not time. Sorry. What is that for? Anyways, that deals with 3 dimensions: latitude, longitude, all that fun stuff, mass. So we've got pi there. I need to keep going. Then we've got electromagnetic, and then I knew this was correct because right after that we've got the Fibonacci sequence, electromagnetic field, and then we've got the Fibonacci sequence, and then we've got SI, which is measurement in scientific and math, and it measures heat, which is used on, which is an H for hydrogen. it should not work out like this. I've been saying this, other people have been saying this, but it's actually quite simple. When we go back to pi, it's pi, it starts at 3, and the I, which is me, the observer, takes care of the 3 point, because that's the observer's I, and then it goes to the 1, and then it would be 1, 4, and these are actually numbers that are pulled up in the, there's another one, Fibonacci sequence. Now I haven't quite figured that out and how they work together, but it does. It starts playing havoc. When you go back to here, this is 1. No, sorry. And that's basically it. So let's go over the rules again. We've got prime numbers. Sorry, we've got prime numbers, cone of destiny, pi, which the P is properties, which is addressed in the 3 dimensions, and then the I, which is time, which is addressed in the 4th dimension. E is electronic, and that's because it's got a C and a rotation, so it's rotating electrons, is energy. And then we've got magnetic, which is light in rotation, so that creates a magnetic bond. And then we move on, and then we've got Fibonacci, and that's because it's got the 2 options there and a spin, so there's a spin inside of this rotation. It just gets all weird there. And then the sequence, which is S, which I think can be squared, so this starts telling you that it's squared, so it's connected here and here, if you didn't know that stuff connects all the way through. I mean, these are just different keys. That's the only thing that would have told me, and I think that's what got me, because I put I over here, and it just didn't make sense. But this gives you a clue for something else, and there's 2 of them, and these spin, so that created an S, and you could put an S there, and then it points over to the I, whatever. It's just stuff that shouldn't work out. 9, which is I, and it's got light, G squared, and then, so this is energy building up, and then it separates, and then we get to the final point. This is where the observer gets to choose whether what we want to separate, or how we want to separate it, what we want to actually create, how much heat will be released, all that fun stuff. So I know this is kind of botchy, but, and the numbers, they tell you stuff too. This instructs you how it looks. Energy, which is that little dot, it's your first point, is right angle to time. We know that now. Energy, which is a 2, it's a little squiggly mark, or the exchange of energy is right there. It's represented by a little squiggly. Mass, which is the 3. 4 is time, because you have 2 hands on 2 hands working independently of each other, but one is half as long as the other. So you got your half hour and your hour, so you got your long hand and your short hand. Anyways, you can just start pulling meanings out of these. I mean, this is it. Argue away. I'm probably going to get a bunch of comments saying I'm crazy. That's okay. If you think this is halfway decent, find someone that can prove or disprove it. Would be awesome. Yeah. Appreciate your time. Sorry about the long video.